Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. So in today's video we are going to learn how we can paint a peach with very easy and simple step. So first we are going to draw a simple peach. You can choose any shape. You can just Google it and try to have a simple peach shape for today's video, or you can have something like this, what I'm doing. So you can create an oval kind of shape, little pointed at the base, something like this, and then you can have one more portion smaller in size and just connect these two together. You can have smaller portion towards other side as well, or you can choose different perspective altogether, totally up to you. Then you can create stem and leaves. So I'm more concentrating on the peach, but we are going to paint some leaf as well. So let's create a couple of leaves around it. So you can create some leaves like these. I think I should create a couple of leaves near to the peach area as well. So I'm changing the composition a little bit, but you can have only 2 leaves, or you can have only 1 leaf, or you can paint it without leaf, just to start with, to learn how we can paint a peach. So this is the final composition that I have. Now let me rub the unwanted pencil mark and make sure you're able to see the structure. Now let's start with painting. So to create a peach color you need yellow and red. So first we are going to wet the area with the help of clean water, or you can use very diluted shade of yellow as well, totally fine. First we are going to paint first section and then we are jumping to the second one. So do it one by one, it is more helpful. So make sure your sheet has wetted enough, it has absorbed lots of water, and then you can start with the yellow color. So we need yellow color, but very lighter shade of yellow. Our sheet is quite wet, so it will eventually lighten the yellow shade. And then you can use diluted red color. Once you use diluted red color, it will mix with yellow and it will give you a nice color of peach. So you will eventually start seeing the peach color, and a little bit of yellow is also important. So you should be able to see a little bit of yellow, little bit of peach color, and then you can have more texture of yellow and peach kind of color into this particular area, which is, I guess, itself looking like a peach. So something like this you can do, either you can keep it light only, or else you can have little darker shade around the edge. So I'm adding more red at one side of the peach. And our sheet is quite wet, as you can see, and all the colors are blending with each other very beautifully. So that is something needed. And I'm lifting color from one of the area to have some lighter area or lighter shade around it to get some shiny effect. So either you do not paint anything in that particular area, or you can lift color using dry brush technique. I think it is very useful technique to have. Now I'm using very diluted yellow color again, and I'm making it more vibrant. So you can have different layers of red and yellow in this particular area. And I think we are quite done. You can definitely have more darker color at one side, so you can have more red in that particular area, and we can keep it aside, and meanwhile we can paint the next section that we have. So for this particular section as well, we are almost going to repeat the same thing what we did in the first section. So first use clean water to wet that area, and then I'm using little concentrated color of red because I want to keep this area quite red so that we can see the peach shape clearly. So in between these two sections we need dark shade, and then and only then you can able to see the peach shape clearly. So make sure you also have dark color in these two sections or in between these two sections. So first I have applied red color and then I have applied yellow color. These two color eventually mix with each other and eventually you will see a peach color, and I think it is beautiful, right? And very easy technique to paint. Now I'm adding more and more darker color in between so that we can see a peach shape better. It is very important to do, and then you can just blend it everything together. We should not have any hard edges, so make sure you are using damp brush to blend color. Damp brush means not too wet, not too dry, because if your brush is too wet you will not able to perform this particular step. Now you can anytime go back and forth around the darker area that you have to have more darker color, and you can also use diluted yellow color or very light shade of orange color to make it more vibrant. So I think I'm pretty much done with the peach. I guess I'm just applying a layer of very lighter shade of yellow on both the side so that I can also have little bit of yellow touch into the peach area, and we are going to keep it aside until it gets dried completely. Meanwhile we can switch to the stem and the leaf area, and once done we can come back to this particular area and we are going to do some finishing touch into the peach. So now let's jump into the stem area. So to create a stem I need a brown color. So the best way to create a brown color, mix all the primary color yellow, red and blue, and then you can have a very nice brown color which you can use into the stem area. Now I'm done with my stem as well. Now let's create some green mixing yellow and blue together. So depend on what kind of blue and what kind of yellow you are using, you can have different shade of green. Although I'm not concentrating on this particular part much, so you can definitely go around the leaf shape and paint the leaf area with one shade, and then you can use different other shade to have different texture around the leaf area as well. So to create leaf I generally use one stroke technique. So you need to apply a pressure into your brush a little bit and just move your brush towards left and right to have a leaf kind of shape, or else you can simply draw a different shape of leaf and then fill it using different shades of green. That is also fine, but I'm keeping these things simple, so I'm not doing too much on leaf part. If you can paint couple of leaves around the peach area, that would be great, because then you can pop the peach better, or else it is totally fine. Now I'm using more darker color around the leaf area. My leaf is still wet, and that is why the darker and lighter color eventually blend with each other automatically. So something like this you can do. You can have different shades of green into one single leaf to have little bit texture around the leaf area as well. Our peach is also quite dry. If it is not dried, you can take your time a little bit and then you can perform the next step. So for the next step I'm using red color, and with the help of red color I'm adding dots of red around the lighter area that we have. So in this area we are getting light, you can assume something like this, and because of this we are able to see texture around this particular area. So you can have dots of red like this around the light side of peach, You can do the same thing throughout as well, but I think it is very time consuming, so I'm keeping it for this particular area only. And then with the help of concentrated white color, make sure if you are using watercolor, the white color should be very concentrated, otherwise you will not able to make this step. So make sure your sheet is dry and make sure you are using concentrated color of white watercolor to have these dots around the lighter part of the peach area. And we are done with the peach, I guess. Now we have very nice texture as well around the peach side. The last thing you can do is, with the help of darkest green color or little bit of blue kind of color, you can have little line and pattern around the leaf area. So you can have a middle line and then sub lines, the structure which we usually see into the leaf part. So something like this you can have with the fine brush, using tip of your brush. And we are done with today's video. I'm hoping this video is helpful for you guys, and please do let me know if you have any kind of feedback for me. And thank you so much for watching. See you all in the next video.